On the 26th of October 2022, Cristiano Ronaldo sat alone in the Manchester United dressing room. The rest of the squad had left. The lights were half off. He sat there for 22 minutes. Nobody came in. Nobody checked on him. That moment, unreported, unfilmed, shared only by a source close to the dressing room, tells you everything you need to know about what had happened to the most decorated player in football history. 2 years earlier, he had returned to Old Trafford to the loudest reception a stadium had given a returning player in Premier League history. 74,000 people stood as one. Children who had never seen him play were crying. He scored twice on his debut. He was perfect. So how, in 24 months, did it end with a player of his stature sitting alone in the dark? Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro was born on the 5th of February 1985 in Funchal, Madeira. His father, Jose, worked as a gardener and a kitman at the local football club. The family shared a 2-room house on a steep hill near the port. His mother, Dolores, later said they were so poor that some nights there was not enough food for everyone. She would eat less so the children could have more. Ronaldo has said in multiple interviews that the memory of his mother going hungry is the single image that has driven every goal, every title, every obsessive training session of his career. Not glory, not money. His mother's sacrifice at the dinner table. Ronaldo joined Sporting Lisbon's academy at 12. Within 1 year, he was training with players 4 years older. The coaches had a private meeting where they agreed on one thing. They had never seen footwork like it in Portuguese football. At 15, he was diagnosed with a racing heart condition that required surgery. Doctors told him he might never play professionally. He was back training within weeks. Doctors described his recovery as medically unusual. Ronaldo described it as non-negotiable. Alex Ferguson saw him play a pre-season friendly against Manchester United when Ronaldo was 17. Sporting Lisbon dismantled United that day. United's players were so impressed they went directly to Ferguson and asked him to sign the Portuguese teenager. Ferguson later said that was the only time in his career players came to him asking for a specific signing. He paid £6 million. It seemed modest at the time. Within 6 years, it would seem like theft. The 2007/08 season, 42 goals, Premier League title, Champions League, Ballon d'Or, voted the best player on earth, at 23 years old. Then Real Madrid paid £80 million, a world record, and Ronaldo spent 9 years building a legacy that may never be replicated at one club. 4 Champions League titles, 2 La Liga titles, 311 goals. He won the Ballon d'Or 4 times at the club. He scored in 3 Champions League finals. In 2016, he won the European Championship with Portugal, the only major international trophy his country had ever won. He stood in the centre of the pitch after the final whistle and wept. Not from joy, from the weight of finally being able to say, "I did it," for Madeira, for the house on the hill, for the dinners where his mother ate nothing. The return to Manchester United in 2021 was not a football decision. People close to Ronaldo have confirmed this. He wanted to come home. He was 36 years old and aware, more than anyone, that his body would not allow him to play at the highest level forever. He wanted one final chapter in the shirt where it all began. What he found was a club in structural chaos. No coherent project. 3 managers in 2 years. Younger players who had grown up watching him on television and were intimidated rather than inspired. And Erik ten Hag, a manager who had his own vision, and Ronaldo did not fit it. On the 14th of November 2022, Ronaldo sat down with Piers Morgan and said everything. He said the club's owners had betrayed him. He said Ten Hag had no respect for him. He said he felt forced out of a club he loved. The interview was watched by 40 million people in 48 hours. Within 2 days, Manchester United terminated his contract by mutual agreement. He left Old Trafford the same way he had arrived, making headlines. The difference was, this time, nobody was standing to applaud. What do we make of all of this? A boy from a two-room house in Madeira who became the most globally recognisable athlete on earth, who scored more international goals than any human who has ever played football, who won every title available to him except the one he wanted most, the World Cup, and whose career ended at Manchester United not with a parade, but with a terminated contract and a cold dressing room. Some say he became too big for the game. Others say the game became too small for him. But perhaps the truest version is this. Ronaldo was always fighting to prove something. The hunger that started in that house on the hill never left him. It just eventually ran out of battles to fight. Was Cristiano Ronaldo the greatest player who ever lived? Drop your answer below and subscribe, because next week we're telling another story that football tried to forget.